Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. I'm going to start off this video with 2 words. Holy moly. In fact, we should probably make it 3 words. Holy frickin' moly. Once again, I guess we got the tinfoil hat on. Except honestly, at this point, I don't think that image fits us anymore, considering we tend to be on the money with these supposed theories. Less theories and more just conspiracies, as I've often said. You know, we've played a lot of clips relating to this issue. We've been speaking about it for years. The Democrats' clear and obvious plan to change the American electoral map through this illegal migration scheme. It's so freaking obvious what they're doing. Everyone can see it. Even left-wingers like Joe Rogan essentially openly admit it.
What is that? That allowing people to come in through the southern border. Do you think that what's going on, and this is what the argument that I've heard, is 2 things are happening. One, like in New York City, the mayor, I believe Eric Adams, said that he believes that illegal immigrants should be allowed to vote, which is fascinating. It's a fascinating thing to say, because as soon as you say that, and then you're also letting people in, they know that the people that are allowing them to vote are people in the Democratic Party. So you're basically allowing people to come in, because those are the people that are interested in allowing people to come in illegally, right? Those are the ones that don't fight it. And then once they're in, you want them to be able to vote. So you're essentially saying, hey, we got you in, you know who to vote for, because we're the people that let you in.
I mean, it's so freaking obvious to everyone. Kamala Harris is pretending to be a border hawk as she releases ads with Donald Trump's border wall. Meanwhile, this is her track record.
It is wrong to somehow suggest that an undocumented immigrant is a criminal. Being an undocumented immigrant is not a crime. I know what a crime looks like. An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal. An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal. An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal.
And meanwhile, Nancy Pelosi, like last week, said this.
Excuse me?
So you'd vote for this law?
Well, I'm not familiar with exactly what it is, but making the American dream of home ownership available to all people is something we have to do for people who are here now.
This is before you're a citizen. This is undocumented. This is for the undocumented.
Well, what I would like to do is move them to documented.
They're obviously up to something, and when you look and analyze the data, which some people have done here online in an X thread, well, it makes that plan quite obvious. This might just be a hostile takeover of the nation through its elections. Let's have a conversation about that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, friends, so we got a post here from Data Hazard on X, who goes by @Fentasil, using CBP data. Here it is. He says, did you think Kamala Harris was flying them to Martha's Vineyard? 81%, that's 362,000 out of 448,000 of her irregular Haitian migrants somehow went to states that voted against her in 2020. If you look closely at the graph, you can just barely see when she started flying them into your neighborhood. And so obviously the red portion of the bar represents the migrants that were flown into red states and the blue into Democrat. And obviously right away, I mean, this is intuitive to me. A lot of people are asking in the comments, where's this data coming from? Where are your sources? You know, the left-wingers want to try to debunk this one, of course. And by debunk, I mean, just ask, where's the sources, bro? And then disappear, dismiss the whole thing as if it never happened. Well, apparently Data Hazard responds, claiming he took the data from CBP's numbers. There was even a detractor in the comments who plotted the data accurately with an open source link to his code, uploaded on GitHub, as you see right over here. And just to add to the credibility, Elon Musk also retweeted this thread with a caption that states, massive voter importation to make swing states permanently blue and turn America into a one-party state. It is rational from the Democrat Party's standpoint, as it guarantees victory if successful. So I kind of went on a little bit of a detailed rant there, but the point that I was initially trying to make is that left-wingers are questioning if the data is accurate, but personally, I didn't even have to go there because it just seems so intuitive. It's exactly what we've seen over the last couple of years, really over the last 8 years. It all started back in 2016 when Donald Trump came down that golden escalator, announcing his run for president and claiming he was going to be tough on the border. Democrats then, of course, selectively edited his statements, inaccurately portraying him as racist and hateful, claiming that all Mexicans are RAPISTSs. Then, of course, the kids in cages narrative. They tried to paint Donald Trump, I don't know, like some sort of Hitler, but with Mexicans. It sounds crazy when you say it, but it's literally exactly what happened. And so they then set up this situation where they could set up sanctuary cities and sanctuary states, but we saw throughout this entire time how these sanctuary cities that were far away from the southern border were never actually taking on the brunt of the illegal migration crisis. We've been talking about it for years, and so it comes as no surprise. That was the whole reason Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis were busing migrants to sanctuary cities. And of course, over the years, we've learned about all these migrant movement programs, supposedly late in the night migrant flights to various destinations. And late last year, or maybe early this year, Fox News was reporting how 20,000 Haitian migrants were being sent to a small town in Ohio with only 58,000 people or residents. Slowly but surely, the bricks adding up, except in this case, they're multicolored bricks, and the end result is a mosaic. You see the whole picture. The Democrats plot to take over elections forever. Is it really surprising? They're allowing these migrants into the nation and then placing them in strategic zones where they need to bolster their support. And of course, what's the second part of the plan? Trying to sneak amnesty. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Kamala Harris is the Trojan horse. Get her to the presidency and in comes an executive order granting amnesty to all illegals. Is it realistic? Will it stand up in the Supreme Court? Probably not. Likely unconstitutional. But that's the next logical step. We already have Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi essentially saying they want amnesty. How many times have they tried to sneak amnesty inside, big government spending bills where it has no place being sign on to the bill or else kind of thing, holding the nation hostage with this aggressive, hostile takeover? I'm going to say it again. It is so freaking obvious. And it's been a while since I've revisited this. The original description that I wrote for this channel when I launched it back in 2019, liberal hive mind, former liberal, looking to shine light on the hypocrisy that pushed me away from the left. It's this kind of stuff, the kind of thing that's just so crazy you just can't be associated with it. I support a nation's sovereignty, protecting its border, preserving a nation's culture, especially a great nation, preserving the culture that made it great, supporting family, the creation of children, and of course the continuation of that culture. But what the Democrats represent these days is the destruction of culture, the destruction of nation. This year they decided to wave American flags at the DNC, but we know what their supporters are doing outside the DNC, and that's burning the American flag. The Democrats support the destruction of the family. They make fun of J.D. Vance when he suggests federal initiatives that would incentivize childbirth. No, the Democrats don't want any of that. They don't want patriotism. They don't want more Americans. They want to continue to destroy the American dream, destroy the American family. Who needs to have children and grow your population when you can simply import loyal voters that will keep you in power forever? And well, that, I just simply cannot associate myself with a party engaged in those style of tactics. I'm just too much of a patriot. I believe in the genius of Western civilization, and I want to see its continuance, not its demise. That's pretty much it. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.